Yeah, happy with the result. I thought the performance wasn't great. I thought we didn't really get into our rhythm. Ireland, credit to them, they made it difficult for us. They pressed us all around the pitch, which we knew. But then we have to just show a little bit of better composure. But obviously delighted. 3 games, 7 points out of 9. You have to be happy.
Obviously, it's been a long kind of a few weeks. But why do you think that Wales particularly didn't get in their flow today?
Again, credit to Ireland. I thought the pitch was really slow, and I went on it at the end. It was really hard to get into our normal passing rhythm. You had to force the ball. Also, Kiefer got booked early, so I think that stopped him. So the physicality aspect, he was a little bit afraid to get into challenges. But overall, we have to be better in our build-up play and get our players on the ball who can make the difference. You know, the Aarons, the Harry Wilsons, the Dan James, and obviously getting in better positions for Kiefer, where he's strong on them. On crosses. So yeah, overall delighted with the result, but obviously the performance could be better.
Obviously great to have Aaron back as well. Thoughts on his performance being back in a Wales shirt?
Yeah, Aaron, at times when we did keep the ball, there was a few times when we did come out with the ball. We put a few passes together. Aaron was the one who looked dangerous, who looked like he could unlock the key, but whether it was good pressing from Ireland or just the wrong decision or a little bit careless in our first touch, our final pass, it just seemed to break down. But yeah, Aaron looked at times for the one who was going to make the difference, but we didn't do it enough. We didn't put Ireland under pressure, and we just didn't keep the ball as well as we can.
Thoughts on Harry and Dan's performances? You know, not maybe the startling performance we've seen, but is that kind of a question on maybe them not playing enough for their clubs?
Well, Dan, he's not trained much. He'd been ill after the last time he played for United, so he'll be better after the minutes today. He's only trained 3 times in the last 10 days, I think it is. Harry, similar. He played it for Liverpool against Arsenal. When was it? 10 days ago or so. And then he was the same. He's only trained 2 or 3 times. So yeah, it's difficult when they're not getting the minutes, and especially they're not getting the minutes on the training ground as well. So, but again, Harry and DJ will be better for the game today.
And thoughts on yourselves defensively? Obviously, not conceding any today. So obviously, yeah, that's a bonus.
Yeah, I mean, if you look, first time that Ethan and Joe Rodon have played together, at times they looked really good. So yeah, especially after Thursday, you know, conceding 3 goals, which is unlike us, getting back to clean sheets, it's pleasing. We'd like it to do better, obviously, at the other end.
Just a couple more questions from me. Kiefer Moore getting that card, like you said, it's almost the Peter Crouch syndrome, isn't it? Because you're tall. That's frustrating. It must be frustrating for him as well.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I thought a few decisions went against him. You know, where some referees might just let it go. Also, I thought he got fouled on the edge of the box, which, didn't get punished. So, yeah, I mean, Kiefer's got to be aware of that. Obviously, in European football, some referees see it as too physical. So, yeah, he knows that, but still, our service up to him has to be better as well.
And thoughts on that penalty for Ethan? It obviously wasn't given, but looking at, obviously we can see it, but do you think it should have been a pen there?
Well, it certainly wasn't a foul against Ethan, that's for sure. You know, to get a foul against him, goalkeeper drops it, he heads the ball, that's not a foul against him. So, yeah, of course, we would like the penalty. You know, their decisions sometimes you get, but it certainly wasn't a foul against Ethan, so I don't know what the referee was doing.
Last question from me. Obviously, it's a draw now. You go to Bulgaria. Thoughts just looking ahead to that game now? I know, obviously, you just finished one, but it's a tight turnaround.
It is a tight turnaround, and we knew it would be tough. You know, we have a few players who aren't 100% fitness-wise. I just touched on, you know, some of the players who've missed out on training, and 3 away games, so a lot of travelling. But yeah, we'll be ready. We've got a couple of players missing, obviously, but that gives a chance for other players to come in, and we'll look to freshen it up. We'll look back at this game where we can improve, and yeah, we'll do that on Wednesday.
Cheers, thanks.
Thank you. Cheers, bye.
Okay, Lawrence Morrow.
Hi, Ryan.
Hi.
What was the obviously choosing Ethan to play at centre back? Can you take us through your thinking for that?
Yeah, I thought it was a big ask for Ben to come into this sort of game. Ben Cabango, and then we had Matty Smith and Joe Morel, who both got minutes on Thursday. So I wanted to, knowing that the way that Ireland pressed, to have that composure at the back, which you get obviously with Ethan and Joe Roden. So yeah, we doing that, we lacked a little bit of physicality, but at times, if you think, I just touched on, it's the first time that Ethan and Joe Roden have played together. I thought at times they looked really good.
We did seem to struggle to get bodies in the box, if you like, at times. There is that a concern for you, sort of over these 3 games as well in the Nations League so far?
Yeah, I mean, we have to get the players on the ball quicker. Dan was having to come too deep because the ball wasn't coming to him. Same with Aaron sometimes. So yeah, our build-up play needs to be better. But again, you have to credit Ireland. They pressed well. They were aggressive. The physical side. They get around the pitch, and then when they do win it, they look to break. So you have to give credit to the other side as well. It's not easy. The pitch was a bit slow. I went on it at the end, and it was really, really slow. So to stick them passes in, you having to stick it in, and it was bouncing in front of the lads. But again, when we kept the ball, when we had a few moments of passage of play where we switched the play and we got our good players on the ball on the edge of the box, then it's about decision making and execution in the last third, which has got to be better.
David Brooks' substitution late on. Was there a reason, in your mind, why he didn't start the game? And is he fit enough to start on Wednesday?
Yeah, he's only trained with us even less than Harry and DJ. So I think 2 full training sessions. So it's just about building Brooksy up to a level where he is able to either start a game or get more minutes. So he's again someone who is just feeling a little bit under the weather, and he's just not had that sort of training exposure which you could throw him into an international game. So he's getting there, and again, like Harry, like DJ, getting on the pitch is that next step up.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you. Cheers, man.
Okay, David Pritchard.
Hi, Ryan. How are you?
Hi, David.
Just to check on the Ethan Ampadu penalty incident. I know we've talked a lot about how VAR's spoiled football, perhaps, in the way it's been applied in the Premier League. But do you think it should be a consistency across the top level? Had there been VAR there today, do you think that penalty would have been given?
I'm not too sure, actually. It's a good question. I'm not too sure if that would have been overturned. What I say is it was never a free kick against Ethan, so I don't know what they do, drop ball in the middle of the box. But yeah, I mean, you would like consistency all the way through. Obviously, at the moment, it's not to be. Yeah, but perhaps we would have got it if it was VAR. You never know. I mean, you would have liked at least the referee to go over and have a look, which I'm in favour of the referee being in charge and going over and having a look, because it's difficult. Everything happens quickly. But like I said before, it certainly wasn't a foul against Ethan. Could have been a penalty.
There was another appeal a few minutes later for handball. I think it was the second deflection of Cyrus Christie from Aaron Ramsey's shot. Do you think, again, was that one that just didn't go your way?
Yeah, sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. And I thought it's always difficult with handballs. There's obviously they've changed the rulings in the Premier League, so everyone's a bit confused. I thought Ethan would have been more of a penalty than perhaps a handball.
And I know there's a limited time between now and the next game, but what can you do in terms of the attack? You won't have Kiefer, so you'll have to play a different style of game, I suppose. The likes of Tyler Roberts maybe come back into the equation. What will you do with the players between now and then?
Yeah, we'll have a look. Obviously, like you say, we've got Tyler, we've got other options as well. Yeah, and we'll look at how Bulgaria set up today, how they play today, and see how we can exploit that. But yeah, definitely our approach will be a little bit different. And yeah, we'll just have to look at it and see what we feel will be best to get that good result in Bulgaria.
Thanks, Ryan. Cheers.
Thanks.
Okay, we've got a last couple of questions. So one from James and then one from Tom Colmossi. So James, do you want to go first?
Hi, Ryan. Hello.
Hi, James.
Hi. Next, when you take on, you've bemoaned a bit of lack of creativity today. Do you think when you take on Ireland next month, would you hope to have Gareth Bale available for that one, do you think? And could that make a big difference?
Well, I think the players on the pitch today, we had enough players on the pitch. Like I just said, once you get to the final third, the decision-making needs to be good. A better first touch on the ball, better delivery in the box. So it's not about personnel, it's about the players on the pitch. We had enough today. Yeah, and again, credit to Ireland, pressing, making it difficult for us. But yeah, we definitely need to be better in and around the area.
Thanks, James. And Tom, final question.
Hi there, Ryan.
Hiya.
Two questions in one, really. Firstly, have you had your COVID tests for the Bulgaria game today? And second, did you have any concerns about playing the game today, given the problems in the island camp?
You're on this COVID agenda, aren't you?
I am. I knew you were going to think that.
No, we've got it tonight. So we've got our third test tonight. You need it match day -3. So we'll have our test tonight. No, we had no concerns. Obviously, it was well documented. We knew before the game what had happened, but all we had to do was concentrate on what we had to do and, making sure that we concentrate on what we can do. And obviously, we realised what had happened with Ireland, but that's out of our hands and we had to go out and perform.